right, hey there, welcome to or welcome back to No Pants Profits. My name is Richard, and I'm here today on the Carnival Jubilee with Table of Biddies and Pirate Bill, and we are here for the brewery tour. They found the two stragglers. We're having air beer right now. Air beer, yeah. And I get to tell my favorite beer joke because there's all adults here. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's all adults with beer.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the same between having sex on your balcony and drinking Bud Light?
I know.
They're both fucking close to water, yes. Okay, good. They get that. Sex in a canoe, both fucking close to water. So people already got the joke. But I'm going to bring you the brewery tour pretty much in full, but I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let them talk for it. And we'll give you thoughts on the beer from Tiggle Biddies and Pirate Bill. And look, we are appropriately dressed for the day, if I do say so myself. So stick around. Brewery tour on the Carnival Jubilee from the middle of the Gulf of soon-to-be America. Coming soon.
I'm not from the United States, so my English might be not so perfect. I apologize about it. If you're gonna have any questions, maybe don't understand something because of my accent, please go ahead and ask me anyway. I really want to make this tour more interactive for you, as interactive as I can. So
where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, if you have any questions, if you just maybe I'm not loud enough or you don't understand something because of my accent, don't be shy. Go ahead, ask me. I really want to make this tour more interactive for you as much as I can. Based on my experience, it's way more easier to have this conversation after we start drinking, because I want to make this tour not only like tour and tasting, but also like kind of conversation about beer, brewing, maybe something else. And yeah, we will have a lot of beer today. As you see, we will serve you beer in pitchers. So those sample glasses you have on your tables, this is just a tool to drink. It's not exactly the size of beer we will drink today. Once again, we will serve you beer in pitchers. And we will taste not only 4 beers, we will taste 5 different beers. And but I will also see if you will leave me empty pitchers. Yeah, then maybe we will taste it with 6 different beers. So, yeah, so it's all up to you guys. Let's make kind of a challenge. Yeah, it will be more interesting for you, more challenging for you. So we will start our tasting. Let's start it right now from our light beer. Guys, please don't be shy. You see pitcher on your table. The rule is pretty simple here. You see pitcher on the table.
You put beer in glass.
You
beer
have your empty glass. Then I have a question why your glass is empty. So please pour it in your glass. Once your glass is empty again and you still have some beer in your pitcher, please go ahead and refill it again. So. Guys, about this beer, couple words about this beer. This is our new light beer. We start brewing Fleet White. We have like so far two beers we brew in Fleet White. So on every ship with Brewery on board, you will find two of those beers. Yeah, one is our Heroes American Pale Ale, and another one is our new light beer. It calls Celebration Key Ale. So this beer we start brewing especially because of our new Carnival Private Island celebration. Our idea was to make some light, crisp, refreshing ale, which will be super good for weather we will have, not weather like that, but weather we will have on that Grand Bahamas island. Yeah. So we wanted to make some light beer, really easy to drink, but still with some touch of tropical vibe, some touch of like tropical fruit flavor, some citrusy flavor. We did it because of some strain of hops which gave us this light tropical flavor, light citrusiness in there. Our idea wasn't to make another IPA. That's why we didn't dump a lot of hops in this beer. Yeah, so it's not as hoppy as like our hazy IPA, for example. We will have hoppy beer today as well, and you could compare. This one is not hoppy at all compared to that one.
What is the hop?
Is this a Simcoe or a Simcoe?
This is Citra.
Citra.
Yes, Citra and a little bit Amarillo, but mostly Citra. Yeah. It was dry hop also with Citra. Yes. What was the hops?
That was the question.
Okay. Yeah. Citra. I love this hops. It's super intensive. Tropical fruit flavor, like ripe mango, sometimes passion fruit, and light citrus in there. So I believe this is just kind of perfect combination, perfect match for this beer, and beer like we wanted to brew especially for that island. But this is still light beer. It has light in color, it's light in body, it's very crisp. and also this beer has like around 5% of alcohol on it, so it's not super strong. This is kind of all day beer. Yeah, you could start drinking this beer 7 a.m. and finish drinking 7 a.m. on disembarkation day, and you still.
You're gonna hit 15 real fast and feel nothing.
Fine, yeah. So. Guys, usually I ask this question before we start drinking, but my assistant is great today and he brought us beer really, really fast. So I will ask you this question now, once we start drinking. Do you guys like beer?
No.
That's fine. That's okay. Anyway, I will serve you a lot of beer, and I still expect for empty pitchers. No, I see you guys like beer because it's some tables already champions. We have first champion here. Yeah. Awesome. Your pitcher is dry. Yeah. So guys, I would like to talk a little bit about history of beer, history of this beverage you have now on your tables. And I have another question for you. Do you guys know, do you have any ideas, any suggestions, when people start making beer? How old beer is? How old this beverage is? Long time ago. Okay, yes sir.
Beer is older than human civilization. It's the reason we started agriculture. Was so that we
Yes,
could grow grains for our
I agree. But so far we have the eldest foundings about beer and brewing dated like 7,000 years BC, more than 9,000 years ago. There were some pottery charts founded at Israel where and then scientists, they found marks of some beverage in the pottery charts. They tried to remake this beverage nowadays. They made it. Don't ask me how, because honestly I have no idea how they made it, but they made this beverage and they considered it as a beer because it was barley-based beverage fermented by the yeast. They also stated that this beverage, this beer, Asian beer, it tasted completely different than something you have right now in your glasses because, of course, 9,000 years ago, people, they haven't used technology we use nowadays. They haven't had this equipment we have now. And also, they knew nothing about fermentation. Yeah, for them, fermentation, it was something like magic, like present from the gods. They just pray, they sing songs, dancing sometimes, I don't know. Something happened with their beverage.
So that's how all churches get liquor these days.
They were happy after consuming this beverage, yeah, they were thankful for the gods, and we understand now it was happening because of fermentation. But it was wild fermentation, like wild yeast, wild microorganisms like lactic bacteria, for example. That's why that, let's say, Asian beer, it tastes completely different. It was way more sour, it had less percentage of alcohol. But anyway, let's consider that Asian beer is beer as well. And my other point is that people might start making something like that beer, as you said, even earlier, at the beginning of human civilization, at the beginning of human being. Like, people made some, I always say that beer is liquid bread, so people made some solid bread and they made some liquid bread. That's why, guys, don't judge yourself. You're not drinking a lot of beer. Yeah, please leave me empty pitchers. It's your second lunch with our six kinds of liquid bread. Yeah.
liquid bread.
Alright guys, next beer on your tables, and this is our multi beer, and this is also flagship beer for Carnival Jubilee. This is our big bock. I want to say a couple words about this beer because I have some special feelings about this beer. I mean, all of those beers, they are my babies, but this one is kind of special. I used to brew this beer, I used to brew this recipe back in 2021 on Carnival Vista, when Vista sailed from Texas. It was my first contract. You might be there. Yeah. Do you remember Bock as a seasonal beer or no? In 2022 or 2021, I believe. It was something like, it was about like New Year, and I brewed that Bock. I don't really remember when we started serving it there. But anyway, it was my first contract with Carnival, and first time on Vista, first time in Texas, in Galveston. And I found out that people here in Texas are crazy about Bock. Especially Shiner Bock, but not only Shiner, like Ziggy Bock, or I had really good Bocks from Galveston Island Brewery, from Altstadt Brewery. So I just understood that Bock is kind of good style to brew on Vista. And brew it is one of our seasonals. And yes, like it. Yeah, you guys like it. And my boss, who's from Texas, he liked it as well. So he decided to make this beer as a flagship beer for new Carnival ship for Carnival Jubilee, because Jubilee also sailed from Texas. And yeah, I'm really happy that we have now this beer here on permanent base. We have it always on top, and It calls Big Bog because everything big in Texas. Yeah, so this beer is also usually strongest. This beer is usually strongest beer we have on top. This one has 6.7%.
Oh, you are fine.
This has 6.7% of alcohol. Yeah, it's smooth, so it's easy to drink.
The darker the beer, the stronger the...
But it's usually the strongest one. But not now. We will have one beer today. It's our dark beer. And right now it's also our holiday beer. It's maybe like 2 or 3 kegs left of this Cherry Porter. Yes, Cherry Porter. 8.5% of alcohol. I made some special stronger beer, especially for Christmas, especially for New Year. I dump a lot of cherry puree, real cherry puree in there. So I'm really excited to taste this beer with you. For those who taste already, I hope you like it. Yeah, I think we tasted yesterday. You guys tasted also? You like it? Okay. So this Cherry Baltic Porter will be our dark beer. And yeah, right now the strongest one. But usually this box 6.7% is our strongest beer because we're trying to be here. We're trying to brew beer here. Let's say to keep them on the lighter side.
Yep, that's good.
You like it? Awesome. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I mean, I see pictures getting empty, so I kind of understand that it's good. Alright guys, if we're talking about beer and brewing, and especially once we drink in this bog, I think it's impossible to say nothing about Germany, yeah, because this beer style is super popular in Germany, but we also got a lot of different beer styles, a lot of just general information about how to brew proper beer from Germany. Our equipment is from Germany as well, and also from Germany we received one interesting beer law. A law like rule, like some regulation. Have you guys heard something about this German beer law?
Yes.
Yeah?
Reinheitsgebot.
Yeah.
It's very hard to say.
Then let me say these words. It's also called German beer purity law. This law is about ingredients we are allowed to use to brew, let's say, pure beer. So in Germany, if you want to name your beverage beer, if you want to put label beer on your something you just brew, you just made, you have to follow this law. You have to use only 4 ingredients. And first of all, I need to say that those 4 ingredients, they are essential, and it's impossible to brew beer without any of them. But it's also possible to make, I would say, even thousands of different flavors of different beers by using only 4 ingredients, just using different amounts, just using different types of those ingredients. But it wasn't enough for brewers here in the United States. That's why this German beer purity law doesn't work here, and there are a lot of brewers who really love to dump whatever they have in their coolers and refrigerators in their beer. Yeah, some marshmallow, chocolate cake, bacon, I don't know, peanut butter, cheesecakes, whatever. I'm not so fancy brewer, to be honest. I prefer to be more like on like classic beer styles, but sometimes I also like to play with some, like, especially fruits, maybe some citruses. Right now I have this Cherry Baltic Porter, some Kolsch, like my new Kolsch, kind of summer Kolsch coming up soon, so I used lemon and orange peels for that beer. Usually there are only four ingredients in my beer, but still, yes, sometimes I can play a little bit with some fruits, some citruses. I'm planning to brew peach and mango sour.
Ooh, yeah.
So this is an announcement. Just if you're planning to make cruise with us, I would say it would be on top maybe by May or something. Oh, sorry, by March. By March, yeah.
Fruity beer is coming a little bit popular.
Yeah. People like something sweeter. People like something, a little bit sour. Not everyone. Still, there are a lot of people who try to keep this conservative side and like drink some, let's say, box pilsners, whatever. I would say I am this kind of person more, but sometimes I also want some nice. I go to the brewery and see they have some interesting sour, so I think to myself, okay, let's try this sour, or let's try some, I don't know, some fruit ale or something. But yeah, like I don't want to make all my beers with some additions, but usually maybe 1 or 2 I will have with something interesting, because you guys here for experience, you guys here to try something new, and I also want to give you a possibility to have some new flavors, to have some new beers. Especially now, thanks for my management, they allowed us to brew like more beers we want to brew. Like they allowed us to create our own recipes, so we just skip the thing that we used to have on like some recipes we always brew and we always follow. So far I have like more liberty, more freehand to brew something. I want to create my own recipes. One thing is I just need to always have some light beer, some malty beer, some hoppy beer, and some dark beer. But what kind of light, hoppy, malty, and dark it will be, this is my decision. And also decision of other brewers. We have 8 of us in our team. We have 6 ships with brewers on board right now.
How many ships have
Yeah, 6 ships with brewers on board, all Vista class ships, Carnival Vista, Horizon Panorama, and Excel class, Mardi Gras Celebration and Jubilee. So we have 8 brewers, every brewer has different background, different experience, like different beers, like to brew different beers. That's why if you go to some other ship, even if you go to this ship, but if you come back here, let's say in May, because I'm leaving April 5 if nothing changed. So if you come back in May and it will be different brewer here, you will also experience something different. You will have some different beers.
ships have different beers.
Yep.
Yes. So the only 2 beers we have on all our ships right now are our Heroes American Pale Ale and Celebration PL.
And those are all the same recipe on the 6 ships?
Yes, same
Okay.
recipe. We created those recipes together with other brewers, but we just follow those recipes on every ship. You know already a little bit about this Celebration KL. I just want to say a couple words about Heroes American Pale Ale. So Carnival just decided to make this special beer to tribute veterans.
It's a veteran beer.
We use some
Veteran beer.
blend of hops for this beer. It calls Veterans Blend. Our hops vendor, Yakimachiv Hops, every year they make some selection of hops, like 5-6 different strain of hops.
You say you're getting these from Yakima?
Yes, Yakima, yeah. But this is not Heroes American Pale Ale, but this is also hoppy
not
beer.
pale
This is hazy beer. So this is hazy IPA. So it's also hoppy beer.
Yes, it is.
But for this Heroes American Pale Ale, we're using this Veterans Blend. This hop vendor, Yakima Chief Hops, they donated $3 from every pound of those hops. They sell it for different veterans organizations. Same Carnival does. Every dollar. So Carnival donates like $1 from every pint of this Heroes Pale Ale. We sell it here. Not only this bar, but all around the bars, all around the shop. Okay, guys. We have now our hazy IPA on tables. Yeah, I know maybe not everyone is IPA lover, like hoppy beer lover, but still try it. It has really rich hoppy flavor, hoppy aroma. So guys, please enjoy this hazy. I know that maybe not everyone is like IPA.
That's your beer.
Yes, this beer is not super bitter. This IPA is not super bitter, believe me. It's not like West Coast or maybe not like some double IPAs.
It's not better than any hoppier.
This beer goes more in hoppy aroma and hoppy flavor instead of hoppy bitter.
Oh, I don't know.
Guys, so I still want to talk a little bit about the German beer purity law and about ingredients. I want to hear your ideas. I want to ask you. I want to hear your suggestions. What 4 ingredients we have to use to brew beer?
Love!
Water, yeast, hops, and malt.
Yes!
And love!
Give that person a beer.
This is 5th secret ingredient. So, let's talk about each of those ingredients. Let's start from water, because water is kind of basic for our beer. Yeah, I have never had dry beer in my life. I think you do. It's just impossible. To brew beer, we have to use water. We have to use a lot of water. This beverage to drink right now, this is more than 98% water. Yeah, and water is kind of a challenge for us here on the cruise ship. We have a lot of guests. We have a lot of crew. We have a lot of different operations we use in our water for, and we just have limited space to store that water we receive it back in our. So we also have a lot of water around us, as you see. There is one issue with this water, right? It's kind of salty, yeah? But this is not a problem at all, because we have special machines downstairs for desalinization process. We have osmotic filters, which help our engineers downstairs to make this water drinkable. And then, guys, oh, sorry, okay, sorry. I thought you were guests. So
Do you have to add minerals back into the water?
Yes. This is what they do in there. I'm not touching this water, so this is what engineers do in there. So yes, they demineralize in this water first, but after that they additionally have to add some minerals because you cannot drink desalinated water, right? So they make this water drinkable, and after that I could also use it for brewing. One thing is that before I'm using this water for brewing, I have to fix it in my special way. I have to add some special, we call it like brewing salts, like calcium, magnesium, for example, to adjust softness or hardness of this water. Also, I'm using a little bit of lactic acid because I want to drop my pH. Usually, regular water you drink you have from the faucet has around like 7. The pH is around 7. For brewing, it's better to use like 5.4, 5.6. So I just use a little bit of lactic acid. This is just small things which help it to make this water better for brewing reasons. But anyway, it's all begun over there. It's all begun in the ocean, and I think it's a cool story to use some ocean water of the ocean of the sea to brew beer on the cruise ship. And actually, about brewing, I'm planning to brew this cruise, guys. Because first of all, I'm here not to make tours. I'm here to make beer. I'm making tours. I love to make tours, but first of all, I need to make sure that I have enough beer and my beer is good. So this cruise, I'm planning to brew on. I would say maybe last 4 day Roatan. Usually I'm brewing on second sea day night or like first sea day night, whatever. But unfortunately, I don't know. This cruise I will brew bock, another batch of big bock, and for bock I need a little bit more time. So I need about like 12 hours usually to finish making my batch. So I will start around like 9 or 10 a.m. in Roatan and finish about like 9, 10 p.m. in Roatan as well. So if you guys would like to see the process, if you would like to see something inside our brew house, because we have a unique brew house, it's a glass wall brew house, so you could exactly see all those processes from inside. So if you guys want to take a look at what's going on inside, how the brewing process looks like from inside, you're really welcome on last 4 day, Roatan, it will be Roatan. We have this cruise is reversal, so we have Cozumel and Costa Maya and Roatan.
So do you change the brewing process every cruise?
It all depends what kind of beer I'm making, because if I'm making some beer like bock, for example, like I use with a cherry Baltic wort, I need to extend some processes.
Guys, we can't hear him. Guys, we can't hear him talking.
And it will be like faster batch. So next cruise.
Guys, we can't hear him talking.
Next cruise it will take me like maybe 6-7 hours to make it. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about other ingredients. I would like to start from hops, as we have IPA on our tables right now. So a couple words about hops and about this beer style IPA. So historically and usually hops were used like kind of spices. Brewers use hops to make their beer more flavorful, more bitter, more medical by adding hops. But also hops, this is really good preservative. It has really good preservation qualities. And those preservation qualities of hops, they goes really close in history with story of this beer style IPA. Do you guys know what this name IPA stands for? India Pale Ale, right? And this is also all attached to the history of this beer style. So when Great Britain, yes.
Hops is very strong, right?
What do you mean? Sorry, can you explain what do you mean strong like?
How about you?
Hops is very strong for a beer. Right around.
Like really small. It's flavor, bitterness, aroma, but also some kind of preservation quality.
I mean, it's good and bad, right?
It's good. It's always good. It's always good. If they would be bad, we would never use hops. Yeah. So no, hops is only on the positive way. So historically, usually, as I said, hops were used mostly like spices for beer, but also hops has really good preservation qualities, and those preservation qualities they are really attached to the story of IPA, of India Pale Ale. So when Great Britain had India as their colony, they tried to sail their beers to their colonies there. It wasn't really easy to do because way was long, weather conditions wasn't really good. I mean, good to have vacation, not really good to deliver beer from Great Britain to India, to all over the world. And also there were no coolers or refrigerators on their boats that days. Yeah, so that beer they tried to deliver to India, it just get wasted and spoiled really fast. And like brewers, they start looking for a way how to fix this problem, how to extend shelf life, how to preserve this beer better. And they found this way. First of all, they started making the beer for colony for India stronger, with higher amount of alcohol, because alcohol is good preservative. And they also start using more hops, because hops is not only, as I said, it's not only spices, it's also good preservative. So they added more hops during the brewing process. They added hops straight to the barrels, closed those barrels, sailed to India, and colonists there is still good beer. It wasn't wasted, wasn't spoiled, and I believe lots of them, they like that beer way more better than something they used to have before, because first of all, it was stronger. Yeah, it was also more interested in flavor and taste because of more hops. It was something new, something different. Some of them, they came back to Great Britain. They wanted to have same beer in their bars and pubs, and this is how this beer style, IPA, India Pale Ale, became known and popular in Great Britain. But it's happened more than like 300 years ago. Worldwide popularity, IPA, India Pale Ale received like 40, 50 years ago, and it's happened here. Not on this cruise ship, but here in the United States during Craft Beer Revolution. Craft Beer Revolution, this is something I need to say a couple words about, because this is something which changed beer a lot, beer market a lot, and this is also the reason why we have brewer on cruise ship right now. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So it's a preference. Preference?
Yeah.
Preference?
Yeah. Whatever you like.
Yeah.
Your chili needs salt, but your personal recipe, you can adjust the amount of salt you put in it. It's the same thing with hops.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Something like this.
My question is, so was beer originally made to be refrigerated, consumed cold?
Yeah, it's better to consume beer cold, but it's also right what kind of beer is done.
So was
If beer is let's say stronger and more intensive in flavor, then you can drink this beer a little bit warmer. It will be still okay. Like this Baltic Porter, you could easily drink warmer. It will taste still good and maybe even better. But if it's like some light beer, like first one, it's better to drink it as cold as possible. Especially if it's like some ultra beers, then just drink it frozen. Make it like ultra daiquiri or something like this, you know. Couple words about this craft beer revolution, because as I said, this is something which, this is the reason why we have Brewery on board right now. This is the reason why we have more than 10,000 breweries all around the United States nowadays. Yeah. So before 1978, it was prohibited to brew beer at home. This prohibition was removed by President Jimmy Carter, and this is the thing which started. This is the thing. Yes, respect for this man, because he really made huge impact for craft brewing for beer.
That's all he really did.
Without removing of those prohibition to brew beer at home, I would say it would never happen. Maybe that we have this amount of brewers, and that craft brewing is so popular nowadays.
Still,
Because-
most brewers start as home brewers.
Yes, like since 1978, people start brewing beer in their basement, garages, backyards, whatever, yeah. First maybe hundreds, then thousands, nowadays millions.
But in Europe, it was never illegal, was it?
It's same popular. I mean, it started here. It's begun here in the United States, and then it just expanded all around the world. Like you guys could find brewery in every single port we will visit this cruise. Roatan Island Brewery or Kusam and La Cerveceria Punta Sur in Cozumel, and also even some brewery in Mahahual. So you can, yes, sir.
German or American beer?
For me, Czech beer.
Oh, yeah, that's the right answer.
Czech beer.
Czech beer.
Kosol, right? The goat one, Kosol, whatever.
Yeah, like something like I don't know, Pilsner Urquell or something like this.
Yeah.
No, I'm fair with you. This is maybe my favorite beer styles. I love beers in the United States, but you just asked me. You asked me straight, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe American or German. You know, maybe American, because I like German beers. I like German lagers, but maybe not as much as like Czech lagers. Czech lagers for me kind of special. So. I cannot agree with that. I don't know. I hear it from a lot of people. I heard it from a lot of guests. But I've been in Germany a couple times, and I always had cold beer. I don't know. Maybe this is all because of this festival, like Oktoberfest. Yeah, because they serve in beer. Let's say beaches. Yeah, so they pour you almost, I don't know, like half gallon of beer and bringing you through all the way, and like
Beer!
So, yes, sir.
And now leave it alone.
It's okay. You can ask more questions.
Yeah. jump in the
Warm or cold beer? Yeah, cold.
It depends on the style, though.
It depends on the style, but if I will have only one decision in my life, warm or cold, I will prefer cold. Yeah. Even if it would be better to serve this beer warm, I still prefer to have cold beer instead of to have some light beers warm. Alright guys, so now special guest on the table. Now this is our cherry Baltic Porter.
This is the one we had yesterday, right?
Our holiday beer, cherry Baltic Porter. So first of all, need to explain what does it mean Baltic Porter. Cherry Baltic Porter. Little bit even has some coffee after tasting there, but it's not coffee. This is still beer, and I haven't used any coffee of this in this beer. Yeah. So guys, this first of all Baltic Porter. This beer style is pretty popular in northern Germany, in Poland, and Baltic countries like Litva, Latvia, Lithuania. I used to live long time in Poland, and I really get inspired by their love of those Baltic porters. They have even like Baltic Porter Day, and I guess it was yesterday. So they literally put Baltic Porters in every single brewery when it's getting colder, when it's getting like some winter, fall, spring. And I wanted to make this beer as Christmas beer for our ship. One thing I also wanted to make it special. Guys, one thing I wanted to make this beer special, so I started thinking what else I could add in this beer to make it special. And I just started thinking about cherries, because like sweet cherry, I think it's always kind of good combination. Chocolate, coffee, cherry. And I ordered real cherry puree and added to this beer. So this beer has real cherry puree, no chemical flavors or aromas, just cherry. Yes.
I like it. It's a good job. Thank you.
It's different.
It's different. It's special.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think this one guy needs to go to the Hennessy tasting.
I tried to make every beer different.
He's a Bud Light drinker.
What?
He's a Bud Light drinker.
Once again, I just want to give you.
Oh, Hennessy tasting. It's in the gift shop.
I just want you to try something.
I'm chatting with Matt.
Yes, sir.
Do you have to adjust the yeast addition? Because you have to adjust the yeast addition because of the
I added cherries after condition, after like fermentation process during conditioning. Yeah. It was not even like secondary fermentation. It was already like.
So you added it like a grenadine, and like you would add a grenadine in a cocktail.
But
I'm saying it wasn't grenadine, but I'm saying
it was empty, clean, and sanitized vessel. I dumped my cherry puree in there, and then I transfer my porter inside and leave it for another like 1.5 months together with the cherry puree. Yes, this is lager, so I left it in lagering temperature for a longer time together with cherries to make it balanced, to make it complex.
And is this a cold lager?
Yes, this is lager. This is Baltic Porter. This is only one kind of porters, which is lager. Because the other porters, they are ales. This is
So
lager.
that's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
For fermentation, it was around 50 Fahrenheit, 50-55, and then conditioning on like 33, 34.
Good job.
All right, guys. May I have your attention, please? Just I want to talk a little bit about another ingredient which is also super important for our beer, and this ingredient is one of the main ingredients for this beer. This ingredient is the reason why this beer has this dark color, why this beer has some coffee chocolate aftertaste without any addition of coffee or chocolate, and this ingredient is malt. Yeah, malt is the right answer, because sometimes I hear from the guests that one of those 4 ingredients, this is barley or wheat or grains, and this is also right answer, but not completely right. Completely right answer is malt, and I want to explain you shortly what is the difference between like grains and like barley, wheat, and something, and malts. So malt, this is also grains, but grains after malting process, after one technological process which helping us to receive enzymes inside our grains, inside barley, wheat, rice, corn, whatever. Because malting, it's not about grain; it's all about this process. And I need to explain you why we need enzymes inside our grains. Yeah. So first of all, let me bring you napkins. I just don't want it to be on your white shirt.
I got you. It's so good. The last one was so good. I got you. I'm sorry.
Someone directed him towards the beer tasting instead of the Hennessy tasting. I think he thinks it's the Hennessy tasting.
Or Bud Light. This is
It's the Henny tasting. That's my feeling.
I don't know how filtered it is, but I got a little bit of cherry puree. It's a little grindy.
Alright guys, so let's get into malts. So basically grains like barley, wheat, corn, rice, whatever. This is source of sugars for us in our brewing process. We have to find some sugars to let our yeast consume those sugars to produce some alcohol, produce some CO2. But about grains, we have kind of two news. One is good for us, one is not really good for us. So the good thing is that every type of grain has sugar. This is great for us. The bad thing is that this sugar is starch. Starch, this is also sugar, but it's high molecular sugar, which means it's unfermentable, it's unsoluble. We can do nothing with the sugar. Yeast, they will not consume it, they will not ferment it, they will not produce any alcohol or CO2. So we have to find a way how to break down this high molecular sugar starch on simple fermentable soluble sugars. And this is what we're exactly doing during our brew house operation. So last 4 days, this is what I will do in my kettles over there. But to make it possible, we have to use some special biochemical substances, which called enzymes, and those enzymes we will receive in our grains after malting process. How this malting process looks like? First step of malting process called germination. This is process when malt makers creating perfect conditions for grains to let them grow up. They increase in humidity, they keep in the right temperature, grain starts growing up, and those enzymes, they appear inside grains. Once the amount of those enzymes is going to be at the maximum point, malt makers has to stop this process by drying their grains. So they decrease in humidity, increase in temperature, they start in drying process. And then, depends on conditions of this drying process, they could produce different types of malts. If temperature is not too high, they're going to produce some light malts, like we use for our first or third beer. But if malt makers keep increasing this drying temperature, some sugars which are already inside those grains, those malts, they start caramelization process. And because of those caramels, because of those caramelized sugars inside our malts, malt makers producing different types of malts, different styles of malts, like crystal malts, caramel malts. If they keep increasing temperature, they roast in their grains and they produce in roasted malts or they produce in dark malts, which we're using for beers like our porter. Those crystal caramel malts we also use for porter, and we use them for bock as well. That's why you have this caramely, toffee, nutty flavors in this beer. Yes, sir.
Yes, you do. So, this,
Ready for it?
the last one,
Here we go.
Yeah.
is a very good.
It's great to hear.
Can we get some Hennessy Pure White over here?
So,
Statement of fact.
Need some Hennessy?
amazing. It's great to hear. So, guys, in this last one, do you feel some coffee, some chocolate after this? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Some light fruitiness also. So,
Exactly.
tastes like Christmas? Amazing. So this fruitiness, this cherries, this is because of cherry puree, but coffee and chocolate, this is all because of malts. This is all because
So
of
you
dark
say the best
process.
place.
Sorry?
We got 2 more beers, baby.
Save the best for last.
You did.
Yeah.
Say yes.
We got 2 more beers.
Alright guys, do you have any questions for me? Something about we just talked about?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know the answer to this already, but I think I think it's interesting for the group to know. Parched Pig is a brand that Carnival's using, but not all Parched Pig beer is made directly by Carnival, and I think that's interesting for people to know the difference.
Yes,
I'm saying because you have some stuff on draft that's not made on board, so where that's made.
If you see on this ship, if you see Parched Pig beers, be sure this is my beer from.
If it's written, if it's the written one.
Yeah, if it's draft beer, Parched Pig draft beer. If it's like, let's say, some this black chalk.
If it's written, yeah.
Or
the Statue of Liberty, the Statue of Liberty.
Heroes American Pale Ale, like this Statue of Liberty. Or if it's Bock, this is my beer. I brew it here.
Right.
If you see canned beers, Barge Pig, like IPA or Amber or Beach Lager in cans, this is beer from our partnership brewery. They use in recipes, which are ours recipes. We used to brew those beers before. Yeah.
Is it still Florida?
Yes, it's
Brew Hub.
It's a Brew Hub from
Lakeland,
Florida.
yeah.
Brew Hub from Lakeland, Florida. They make in cans for us. They also make kegs for ships without brewers. Yes, if you, for example, if you guys cruising, Magic or Legend, and you will have draft Barge Pig Amber or Barge Pig IPA, this is comes from Florida. This is comes from Brew Hub because the only place I'm serving beer I'm making here is this ship. We're not sending it to some other ships. We're not sending it shoreside. No, you could have it only here. So if you like this cherry porter, you just need to make another cruise.
And then kind of a follow-up to that. I don't know if you can speak to this. Well, what the hell is this guy doing? I don't know if you can speak to this. Is there plans for that Celebration Key beer to be dropped off from the ship on Celebration Key?
This is the plan so far. So
all the XL class ships will drop it off for the other ships. In theory.
I believe we will also brew it. I believe we will brew it on that brew hub brewery as well.
Oh, okay. What the fuck is this guy doing?
Alright, guys.
I remember when I had my
Just
first
like
beer.
Hey, he will be. You know, if you follow them rules, you'll
What is this guy doing?
He can swim.
Perfect example.
He'll find his way. He'll follow the ship.
If he goes off, he's dead.
No, he won't. He'll follow the ship.
You don't know how that works.
The last one.
We have two more. I don't know if you know how to count. He said 6.
I remember
This is only 4.
You're my homie.
Okay.
Drink no wine and I'll cheers you. That was great.
He's like that crazy guy out in front of the breakfast place.
That guy goes to see
It's the beer tour equivalent of the woohoo girl.
Yes.
When you go on your excursion and she's out there, woohoo!
Hey, we're going luchador wrestling tomorrow. That's all I know.
Is it midget racing?
No, it's not midgets. I love midgets. I would love.
Going to Luchadors?
Yeah, we're going to luchadors tomorrow.
Yeah, we found out about the luchadors after we booked.
So I was like, we have to.
Luchadors. And then we're going to horrors after.
I was stationed in Mexico for 2 years on Luchador.
I think it's time to go into the brewery. Do that. Let's put this.
It's time to bring in a picture of that beer.
Yeah, like some light ones, but European lagers, they not so light as yeah, a little bit. Now, then please just tell me, and we will go inside. Inside it's a little bit more quiet. Okay, guys. Sir? Yeah. Okay, guys. So, can you hear me well? Yeah. Awesome. So, this is our brew house. As I'm usually saying, main equipment on this ship. Just don't tell it captain to make him confused and make me trouble. But for me, this is literally main equipment on the ship, and it's also pretty unique equipment because of those glass molds, glass sides. So it just not because of some technological or production reasons. This is all because of you. This is all because of guests. We just want to give you more fun. We want to give you more impression. We want to show you how brewing process looks like, not only from outside but also from inside. So when I will brew later this week here, you will be able to see, to observe all those processes on your eyes. But I'm not starting my brew day here upstairs. I'm starting downstairs, 2 deck below the sea level, deck 1. There I have my milling room and also my grain storage. So there I'm preparing all my malts, all my grains. Then I bring them up and dump them inside this first kettle over there. Before that, I fill it up with the right amount of water. I add some salts, minerals, lactic acid if needed. Mix this water together with all my milled malts. And this mix, this kettle we call it mash. And first process we have in this kettle, we call it mashing process. So mashing process, this is the process when those enzymes, you remember I told you we need those enzymes to break down starch and simple sugar. So this is the process when those enzymes, they activate and they start working, they start breaking down starch on simple fermentable soluble sugars. And at the end of this mashing process, we will have something we call onboard. It's like solution of sugars in the water, but we will also have some amount of solid parts. We will have like some grain hulls, like spent grains, yeah. And the next step for us will be filtration, will be separation of all our liquid part from all of those solids from all of those grain hulls. And to make it to
Be ready.
To filter it, to separate all those solids, we have to pump all those mix from our first kettle on our second kettle over here. Because this is kind of filtration kettle for us. It has perforated bottom underneath and also, it's perforated bottom underneath and also there is one more filled bottom under this platform. So we pump.
Don't touch me, please.
Sorry. So we pump all our mix in our.
Security's right there, Trish. If you feel uncomfortable, security's right there.
Kettle, we leave it for like half an hour to let those spent grains. Yes.
I said, please don't touch me. I'll take it.
I think you need to go together.
Yeah.
So. We waited like half an hour once all those spent grains settle down, and then our liquid part will be on top. We just pumping it through the solid parts, through filtration water, back to our first kettle. Once we don't have any more board, once we don't have any more liquid here on top, we need to add some extra hot water for sparging. Sparging is something like washing of those spent grains because they still have a lot of sugars. We don't want to lose those sugars. We want to use as much sugars as possible. So we just run in some hot water through those spent grains, extracting these extra sugars and also sending it inside our first kettle to mix it together with the rest of the board. Once we finish this filtration process, all those spent grains, all those spent grains, they becoming like a waste product for us, so I don't need them anymore, I just need to remove them. And here we have a hole on those plates, we have special grain pump underneath and like some piping system which helping me to remove those spent grains downstairs to containers which we later send into recycle center. And then somewhere shoreside, I believe it goes to some local farmers because those spent grains, this is kind of really good food for animals.
I was wondering if you did that on sea too, because we do that on land.
We cannot dump it to the ocean because those spent grains considered as a part, it's a solid food waste. But yes, when I used to work on shoreside breweries, I had a couple local farmers who were really happy to pick up to collect those spent grains to feed their animals. Yeah, cows, pigs, chicken, and I even had one guy who had his fish farm, so he fed trouts and salmons with those spent grains. Yeah.
We've had brewers that have joined up with like bakeries and they use them that way.
There are a lot of options how you could use those spent grains. Like some breweries, they make it something like pet treats. Yeah, there's like pet treats like for dogs or for dogs also. Some breweries, they drying it up and just make it like crust for pizza or something. So yeah, so it's all once again it's all up to the brewery what they're doing with those spent grains. Same time, guys, in my first kettle we will have boiling process. And this boiling process is perfect time to add hops for bitterness. Yeah, we increase the temperature up to the boiling temperature. We add in hops at the beginning of the boiling process if we want to make our beer more bitter. If we want to make our beer with more intensive hoppy flavor but less bitterness, we're gonna add hops at the end of this boiling process. It usually continues 1 to 1.5 hours, and during this 1 to 1.5 hours, because of higher temperature, because of some proteins we have inside and hops we added inside, some solid parts starts appearing once again. There are not so much of those solid parts, but I want to send clear wort inside one of that fermentation vessel. So after this boiling process, I will need to pump my wort for one more time in this filtration. vessel to separate those solids. After that, after this very last process here in the brew house, I will pump my wort inside one of that fermentation vessels. One thing is, the temperature here during this last process and after it's pretty close to boiling temperature. It's something around 200 to 105 Fahrenheit. It's not the best temperature to start fermentation, believe me, we will kill our yeast. To ferment ales, we need to have like 60, 70 Fahrenheit degrees the fermentation temperature. For lagers, temperature has to be even lower, around like 50, 55 Fahrenheit. So I have to cool down my wort and I have to make it rapidly, I have to make it fast. So to make it, I'm using plate cooler inside the cellar room, and this is our next place I want to invite you. So guys, let's go inside. One thing, yes ma'am.
Now, did you make beer in Ukraine?
Yes, I did make in Ukraine, in Poland, and now here. Yeah, so guys, inside we have enough space just to go a little bit on the right side and also to stay like in two lines here. We will fit, believe me. I had even like 30 people, so we will fit. Alright guys. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Against the wall.
Against the wall.
Against the wall.
Against the wall.
It's probably easier if you stay instead of trying to turn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you're now part of the brewery. You can't leave. Congratulations.
You might be able to turn around a little. Maybe after.
He was like touching me and bumping into me and like right in my ear, and I was like,
Trish, that's why we don't let people into the gentrification zone. That shouldn't be in the gentrification
"This is
zone.
trash." But yeah, don't touch me. And then I ask an opportunity to help me, and I forget.
Well, we have a lot of room here.
Three more. We got three more.
3 more.
Come on, just like this in my barns.
Yeah, here is a little bit easier for me. Alright guys, everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so this is our cellar, a place where magic happens, where beer happens, where fermentation happens. This is this plate chiller I just told you. I really love this tool. It's super powerful, it's super productive. It has like two sections. One is cooling with the regular cold water, another one is cooling with the glycol. This glycol has, I would say like maybe 4 to 5 Fahrenheit only. It's really below freezing point, and it helping me to cool down my wort, even if I make a like bigger batch, like 280 gallons for example, the biggest batch I could produce there. So even for 280 gallons, and if I need to drop the temperature down from 200 down to 60 Fahrenheit, I just need to spend only like 30 to 40 minutes.
You work in imperial units, you don't work in metric?
Of course, we work in the metrics. German equipment. I am from Europe as well. So Fahrenheit. I remember for you. I remember some.
For us.
Yeah, I remember some specific numbers. Let's say like boiling temperature or something. But if you will ask me right now, let's say how much Fahrenheit is 16 Celsius, I will not answer you. So I cannot calculate like that fast.
So how long did it take you to drop to 280 gallons to?
30 to 40 minutes only.
Oh, you're
so yes, yeah, it's really.
Is it so much circulating, or is it just a slow flow?
It's like plate chiller. So there are like plates with let's say a lot of like lines where the beer goes.
Not using copper coil, so this is a bunch of channels in there.
Yes, and a bunch of channels here, way more channels than your coil has, and also you know the area when the wort attached to some cooling agent is larger than you have in your coil, and also a cooling agent like glycol. It's like really colder than water. So if for example, if I will miss something at some point, I could even like freeze it here inside. If I just like ran, let's say glycol too early, and then like I don't know, keep closing something here.
Freeze up.
Yeah, it will freeze up because like it's cooling down super fast. I'm telling you, it's like just kind of plus chilling. If somebody brewing beer at home, I believe this is maybe the most challengeable part for you to cool down your board after this boiling temperature, like down to like some temperature.
Yeah, that's the size of that.
I know, like I watch a lot of I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, like home brewers trying to cool down their board, like running hoses through the pools and other stuff. So now here, professional equipment, and like it's really nice to work here on, you know, like no, it's not cheap. It's just how it's supposed to look like. So that's why I love my job so much. You know? So, all right, guys. After this plate chiller, this wort goes through this wort outlet inside one of the fermentation vessels. We just need to connect it using this blue hose. We pump in our wort inside until we will reach this main door level over here. I still could open this main door and just dump my yeast inside. We use an active dry yeast, so all I need to do is just open the package, dump yeast inside, close it, refill it up to the end, and that's it. After this moment, I'm not making beer anymore. After I added yeast inside, I'm not making beer anymore. Yeast start making beer. Yeast start making beer. I'm just making sure they have fun, they feeling good, they have right conditions, and they will be there.
When you pitch your yeast, do you stir it or you just dump it in?
Just dump it in.
You don't
Just
do
dump it in.
anything. You fill it halfway, pitch it, and then fill it the rest of the way.
Yeah, the yeast we're using, they activate in super fast, even in wort, so I don't need to pitch them before. Like,
How do you monitor the kreuzening?
Monitor what?
The kreuzening, when the fermentation, the head, does it automatically have? I mean, I know you got to check.
So usually it's not fill up to this level. So usually it's like almost no way that it will go like out of the vessel. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have like possibility like during the open fermentation to remove this foam, to remove those screws. But yeah, here it's usually not going out. So yeah.
You say you use glycol on that. How much glycol do you use on 5 batches like this?
Honestly, I don't know, because it's like ship glycol. So this is just some big vessel somewhere down, and this glycol, it goes everywhere for cooling everything, and just maybe some small parts. I believe it's not even like % of like our ship use I'm using here. So
I use about 1,200 gallons of glycol on 5 aircraft when we're de-icing them. So,
wow.
1,200 gallons is probably a lot. It's a lot. It's probably about 5 gallons right here.
Here honestly, I don't know, because this is all like same as the steam power, for example, for heating up something there. Yeah, it's all like implemented in whole ship system. So this is also makes my job here easier, because I don't need to think about glycol. I don't need to think about like steam power or whatever. Once maybe if something broken or something, then I just report to maintenance team, and they just trying to fix something. But yes.
You were saying that glycol gets really cold. Just a fun fact: glycol actually gets really hot as well.
Okay.
So it's good for like melting ice and everything.
So you could have a higher temperature and it's not starting boiling. Yep. You're working with a.
In aviation, I work in projects.
Okay. So you're professional. There's no like for beer cooling is critically important. This is let's say we can cold. As fifth ingredient, I would say, because without right temperature, we will never make good beer. Especially lagers, special lagers. But even ales, like if you cannot cool down your wort fast, then also like you will never have a good beer. It will be something hard.
The speed matters.
Beer, our Pilsner, as I mentioned, like in Czech or Bohemian style. Cheers, guys.
Oh, so this is a Czech Pilsner.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one you're partial to.
This is a good beer.
It's a little bit more full body and a little bit more malty than like American style Pilsners. American style Pilsners, they usually like more refreshing. This one is usually goes to this like caramelly side or something like this. So
see you in the emergency room.
Super malty. It's really good.
You need to take your coupon?
This is Czech Pilsner. Oh,
Great. Well played, sir. Well played.
You can keep it.
Yeah, let's go home.
Don't stack them. Put a shirt. Yeah, don't stack them. And as I'm breaking, stack
Yeah, you put it in the suitcase.
So those glasses you have on your your tables. Yeah, souvenir glasses. This is yours. So please. Also inside you have this beer coupon. It's good for one more beer. You just need to give it for the bartender or maybe your server if you have a dinner here. And just choose one beer you like the best today, and you will have another beer.
Cherry porter, right?
Cherry porter,
Cherry
yeah.
porter.
The one thing, cherry porter, to serve it in 12 ounces glasses. So this is the one thing. Yes, this one is Pilsner. This is Pilsner. Yeah, Pilsner. First one, Celebration BL. Yeah, this is Pilsner and dark beer. That's the strongest one. This is cherry porter, cherry Baltic porter. Guys, do you have any questions for me? Something about something?
Yes. You have a beer on draft and it's like an Irish
Red.
Red.
What is in that? We were absolutely in that.
Beer,
It's
hot water,
Irish
hops.
red. It's Irish red. Yeah, it's 4 ingredients only, but I use like the typical yeast and hops for like Irish red beers. Let's say it has maltiness in there because it has this color, red color.
That's an ale,
Same like this is an ale. Yeah, like we used to have bock. This is also amber or like red beer, but this is lager. So Irish red, this is ale, and also it's lighter than bock. Bock has 6.7% of alcohol. Irish red has about 5.2% of alcohol. So if you like malty beers but you want something lighter, because like I had one guy last cruise, he told me I really love your bock, but I just want to drink something like all day. So he said I have like 1-2 pints of bock and then I just drink in Irish red all day, because he told me he likes malty beers, but he wants to have some lighter malty beer, just to have more beers. So yeah, so maybe this is the option if you just want to sip something for a longer time.
Oh, I got a question.
Sure.
If you're going for vacation, right? Do you place your order for supplies for your next ship, or that I guess because there's got to be at least a 4 to 8 week window for delivery?
So I would say to get something on board, it's not so long, 3 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
If everything works, but sometimes you could have surprise, and nothing comes. So it happens. About your question. So now what I'm doing, like I will know what ship I will go next, and I will send a message for brewer on my next ship. Let's say months before I go there, ask him or her about what do we have on stock, what beer do we have, what ingredients do we have, and then I also have a list of those ingredients, and I will just place order for something I want to have. So I will, on my vacation, I start already thinking what I will brew when I got on board.
Did you start as the head brewer when the brewery was inaugurated, or was it?
I started as a brewer here, so I was the first one they hired right after COVID, right after pandemic, because that time we had like really tough situation. There were only 2 brewers for like 3 ships, and Mardi Gras also came. So yeah, I was the first one, and then they hired other people. So we get hired straight for a brewer position. But I just would like to tell, and we're really proud, really happy that one of our assistant brewers, like some pop, for example, his name is Putu. He's from Bali, Indonesia. I think you met him at Mardi Gras. So the rice beer guy.
Hey,
Yes.
hello. Hey, this gentleman he's being very kind and generous, trying to talk over everyone. So
That's funny.
give him a little,
That's really
Yeah, so about my assistant brewer. Yeah, he was our assistant brewer, and he got promoted like a couple months ago to a brewer. So he was the first one who didn't start as a brewer, but he's now
So there are
brewer.
8 brewers.
8 brewers.
How many assistant brewers do you know?
Also 8.
Also 8.
Also 8.
So every brewer gets one assistant brewer.
Yeah, it's not like assistant follows also the same brewer. We kind of have different schedule. For example, some pop he leave this embarkation already. This is his last week. My next assistant coming, Gabriela from Brazil. I don't know, maybe you met her also somewhere on some ships. Really cool girl. So yeah, like she's also, I believe she will become a brewer one day. She's also like passionate about beer brewing, like, and she's knowledgeable and like
And they're
hardworking.
like your
So.
kids that you send off. After you train them, you send them off into the world.
Kind of. I mean, no. I'm really like happy about Putu because I spent with him maybe like 3 contracts. Like he was my first assistant brewer on Carnival Vista, and like I also feel and I taught him something like, especially about lagers because like he always like asked me a lot of questions about how to brew this, that. He even bought his own equipment back home in Bali. Like so, he will open his own brewery one day. But the best thing is that he started with Carnival 25 years ago as a galley steward. So just impossible is nothing, you know. Like
That's awesome.
And you were the first non-American, correct? In the brewers, or were you the first non-American brewer?
I was the first non-American.
Yeah.
I was the first non-American. But now we have Putu from Indonesia, from Bali. Now we have Amruta and Satish from India. We'll see. Maybe we will have somebody from Brazil. One guy, he's from Romania. He's also like, I don't know. Maybe you met him also on some ships, Nicolae.
Yep.
So he's also a really talented guy.
Did your husband raise one of the ships?
He used to.
I know the guy.
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
He used to. Like a bald guy with the glasses.
Yes.
Yes, from Romania. Yes. He's really cool. His passion is actually mixology, making drinks, but he's also got really good in brewing, and he's now ready like to run brewing by himself. So like this is like it was with Putu. He was able to brew beer by himself and even create recipes. So he was already at this point, and he hadn't had any graduation or something, but he was 5 years as assistant brewer. So he learned a lot, but he learned something because sometimes people they want to say that, oh, I want to be a brewer one day. But then they just come and do their job and that's it. It's not enough. You just need to spend some time.
Cleaning and being meticulous about brewing that people don't understand until they start doing
Yes.
it. And they're like, that's fine.
And do the you know the setup better than anybody else. Do the technicalities. It's very unlikely to put this on other ships on dry dock. You have to build a new ship to put a brewery in, correct?
We will have new ships.
No, what I'm saying is it's unlikely you'll see it on older ships. Like they can't really go back and add a brewery just because of the piping and everything like that.
The brewery is so hardly implemented and so like deep
into the ship design.
So you will need to brew like half of the ship and then start building everything again from scratch. It's easier to make it on newer ships, and I believe we will have 5 more ships in the next 10 years, and we will have brewers there. So.
And I know you can't do it with this existing equipment, but legally you're at sea, so you could technically also make liquor if they wanted to on some ships. A still is a lot easier to install than
It's way more equipment.
Oh, it is.
Way more time to make liquor, and honestly, it makes no sense to be honest. Because the primary processes to make liquor are pretty same to making beer, and like this is something we could show you for your entertainment, for show. You could see when we're making beer, but for liquor, it will set somewhere in some hidden places in some barrels for a while. Alright guys, do you have any more questions for me? Something about something?
I mean, we counted to 5. We were told we're counting to 6.
Control over whom you purchase your products from. Meaning, you said earlier you're on contract with Yakima, and then I'm sure I'm sure Carnival has a massive contract with your grain supplier and stuff like that. Can you do things like small purchases, specialty hops,
Yeah, I can.
He started a hop mart.
Yeah, we can. So I think we have our ingredients from CMG Country Malt Group or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they have like a big list of different malteries and hop suppliers. So they have some things like I found some Czech malts. I want to order it for my next Czech Pilsner also, like because this one I made with the US malts, but Czech hops. Next one I want to make completely like let's say Czech Pilsner. So I want to order some Czech malts from some Czech maltery. Like I even haven't heard about it, but yeah.
Very cool.
So we have the success. This is what you asked me, yeah? This is Irish Red.
So what's the only one we haven't had? You have 7.
Oh, God.
There's one we haven't had. What's the only one we haven't had? Oh, this is everything that's on tap? We haven't done tap. No, I'm saying, what's the one? I know you have 7 beers in there. What's the one we didn't have?
Heroes.
The Heroes, okay.
Heroes Market.
I don't even want to drink it. I just want to smell it.
Okay.
Oh, this is fantastic. I'm very happy about this one.
So,
I wanted to make something close to like Kilkenny Ways or something.
if you go on vacation,
I hit 15 with these last night. You know.
you're welcome to come to my house and give me pointers on my brew.
Or come to my hop farm.
I need to make my B1 B2 visa first. It's not so easy because now I just can join the ship and lose.
I will tell you that I'm retired from the State Department and I did visas for 2
Oh, wait,
years.
you got the pool.
All right, Trish, so we just finished the brewery tour. I've done it a few times before. I do like to say that you get the benefit of, you get a nice glass
Yep.
and a free beer to come back and get it. What's your thoughts on it? You've done a lot of brewery tours before. Again, it's not, you don't have as much room to move around, but
Yeah.
we tasted every beer that's made on board except for the one that's like the standard thing across the fleet.
He was very knowledgeable.
Yeah, 6 different
I
beers.
really liked him. He had a really good personality. He was really knowledgeable. And his special beers that he did himself were really good.
And like we said in the video, he is the first non-American to be hired by Carnival
Yep.
to do that job.
Yep.
And everyone else has like already been a Carnival employee and been one of the assistants.
Yeah.
But he was actually hired
Specifically
straight
to
as
brew.
yeah, so I mean that's an interesting one. I've been on 3 cruises I think before.
Yeah.
Because I like the ships and breweries. I don't know if you can tell. I like ships and breweries.
And
but
I
guess
love
what
good
I
beer,
got?
too.
Guess what I gotta go do? I forgot. I have to go change my shirt. Well, actually, I don't have to go inside to change my shirt. There's a pool deck. I'm not gonna do it on video though. You don't need to see them take old biddies. You think take old biddies? Gotta take old biddies. Look, I can turn on the motorboat.
Shut up.
But this is Richard, Trish, and Pirate Bill from No Pants Profits, reminding you that when you brew beer at sea,
Definitely do the beer tour.
and you wear no pants. You were hesitant at first, weren't
I
you?
did, yeah, I did, because I've done a ton of them, but it was actually really good. He was really good.
When you wear no pants, the only thing you got left to lose is your shirt. Have a great one.
Bye.